Hey, all my foodies, how are you doing today? Today is a bit chilly in Toronto. You know what they say about March, in like a lion, out like a lamb, or something like that. In order to keep you warm, we're going to make a spiced apple tart. This is so good and so easy to make, especially in the fall, winter when you get all the harvest apples in. You could also use pears. You could use whatever fresh fruit. Peaches would also be good. In a skillet, I've got 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm using a plant-based butter. And to that, I'm adding 1/3 a cup of honey. If you wanted to use like buckwheat honey or some dark honey, that would be good. Something with a little bit of flavor. Buckwheat honey is good. And we're just melting that and getting that into a bit of a simmer. We're adding a dash of vanilla. There is something about apples and honey and vanilla and pie spices that is just gorgeous for a dessert. You must try this. It's so simple. Just bringing that up to a simmer. We just want everything melted and hot. You'll get wafts of vanilla coming up from the pan as this heats up. It'll make your whole house smell wonderful, and everyone's going to come and say, "What are you making?" To the skillet, I'm adding 3 to 4 apples that I've cored and sliced. I have left the peel on, but you can take the peel off if you don't like it. Please use apples that are a bit harder. Don't use Macintoshes or delicious apples. They will fall apart and give you applesauce in there. You need something a bit heartier like Macintosh, not delicious, Granny Smith, those kind of things. I'm sprinkling the apples with some pie spice. I believe this was pumpkin pie spice, but you can use apple pie spice. You can use whatever spices you like. As long as it has some cinnamon and nutmeg and cloves, you get the idea. To those apples, I'm adding a frozen pie crust. This is an 8-inch crust that I just rolled out from the package. You don't need to do this yourself, but if you want to make your own crust, please do so. A good switch up for this is to use Filo crust or use puff pastry crust instead of just a short crust like this. The results are absolutely delicious no matter which one you use. I'm brushing that crust with some melted butter, again plant-based butter. We want this crust to be beautifully brown and crispy. Some people sprinkle sugar on this to get it crispy. I don't think it's necessary. Everything else is pretty sweet, and the crust will crisp up very nicely. In about a 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes or so, depending on the manufacturer's instructions of the crust, this is what you get. You can see there's juices in the bottom. You absolutely need to let this rest and cool down. Otherwise, you're going to have hot syrup pouring out of the pan all over the place. But there's the apple tart, deliciously aromatic and delicious with some ice cream or whipped cream or creme fraiche, whatever you like. If you like the recipe, I would love it if you'd subscribe to the channel. Just love to have more foodies here with me. Thanks for stopping by for another apple recipe that warms your soul. We'll see you next time.